In terms of what I do to integrate the two communities, well, I try to lead by example. So I have friends from all sorts of diverse backgrounds, ethnicities, religious views, political views, and it just goes to show that none of these really matter, and it's like the people themselves that's what's the most important thing. And I think if it can be done on a small scale, why not on a larger scale? Why not on an international scale? And why not have Israel and Palestine coexist in the future? So I'm definitely optimistic, and I think if people just kind of accepted or followed this approach, then there really shouldn't be an issue in the future. And we need to get rid of this they and us mentality and just accept each other as human beings. Growing up, the Israel-Palestine conflict was always in the picture. I mean, I was pretty much raised with it through news articles, films, family discussions. It was always there. I've been a part of MIPF for 2 years now. MIPF is the Manchester Israel-Palestine Forum, which is a student society. It's basically just a really informal forum where we just get together every now and then to discuss the conflict, just learn more about it from each other, share experiences of like if we've been, have film screenings, just things like that. So it's been really interesting, the kind of people I've met and what I've learned from it. And what's interesting is that there's all sorts of people. So there's like people like me, kind of like pro-Palestine, but like, you know, pro living in peace, everyone. There's like, you know, hardcore Zionists. It's a really good society to have. I mean, before this, there was like a lot of tension on campus between Muslims and Jews, or pro-Palestinians and pro-Israelis. To be honest, most of the opposition we face at MIPF is mostly from the Palestine activist community, not even actually the Palestinians themselves. We have had Palestinians on the committee before, and we currently have one now. It just seems to be like a lot of the Palestine activists who actually aren't even from Palestine. They just automatically boycott our events and boycott the society, which is really frustrating because we go to great lengths to organise these events and try our best to ensure neutrality, or, you know, showing, you know, we might have one event where we bring in maybe like a Zionist to talk about her views, her experiences, and then we'll kind of just bring in someone the opposite to speak about their experiences and why they hold the beliefs they do. And then we have like neutral events where we bring in organizations. Like the last event we had was with One Voice. We had a collaboration. We brought in some of the One Voice members, and they brought with them one of the Israeli and one of the Palestinian ambassadors of their program. So, I mean, yeah, we try our best to do what we can. So it's just frustrating that they boycott the events, and like I said, public awareness needs to be raised, and the best way to do it is through dialogue and through having events such as these. Well, in terms of obstacles I've faced, actually just last night, for the first time, I received like a piece of hate mail, I think regarding to like the activism kind of that I do. It was left at 5 in the morning on my voicemail, and because I'm originally from Iran, it's just like racist things about Iranian people and, you know, things related to Israel. To be honest, it's more of a prank rather than anything, but it's from an unknown number and I don't really know, but I'll just play it anyway, so.
At 4:55 a.m. Hello, this is a message on behalf of all the bad people from Israel. I'm just calling. My name is Medium Dave. I'm just calling to let you know we're going to destroy Iran by feeding you all nasty hummus that's overdated, and then you're all going to develop mosquitoes, and you're going to develop piles, and you're going to be rubbing your bums to get rid of that. So all the people are gonna turn on each other and eat each other's hummuses. So yeah, goodbye. To listen to the message again.
So yeah, that was pretty random. Just about how all the bad people in Israel are going to destroy Iran by making people turn on each other, which, to be honest, I think it's more immature than anything else. And what's even more immature is that they were so cowardly that they called at 5 in the morning because they knew that, to ensure that I was going to be asleep, so they could leave a voicemail message. Yeah, to be honest, that's it. I don't really have anything more to say. In fact, I posted a Facebook status about it saying, thank you to the person that left hate mail on my voicemail at 5 in the morning. To be honest, I think it's more empowering than anything else that I can affect people so much just by my mere existence. So yeah, at least the message is out there, and if I'm becoming famous, then it's obviously a good thing.
Does that worry you at all? Because you could see that's like quite threatening, maybe quite sinister. Does that upset you or?
I mean, it was a shock. It wasn't really upsetting, especially since this is more of like a prank than anything else. Obviously, it's not nice. I mean, I hope this is just a one-off and it's not like the first of many. I mean, I'm hoping it won't happen again, but it's not like it hasn't stopped me. It won't stop me from doing what I do, and obviously this is something that I'm so passionate about, and nothing really is going to stop me. And if anything, it's just going to motivate me to carry on more. I mean, if I'm really bothering people, then it's obviously a good thing. It shows that like my actions are actually getting somewhere, that people are becoming affected. I'm very hopeful for the future. I think it's crucial to be optimistic. I have faith that justice will prevail and people will realize eventually what's been happening for the last 65 years. Yeah, I'm optimistic. I think that eventually Israel and Palestine can live together. They can coexist. I mean, Muslims and Jews have been living in the Holy Land for thousands of years, and there's never been an issue until recently, and it's not like a religious conflict in my opinion, it's just completely political, and they've shown that it can be done in the past. So I'm definitely optimistic that, if it's been done before, then why not now? I believe definitely that a two-state solution can work, they can coexist, and I hope it will be sooner rather than later. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., true peace isn't merely the absence of conflict, but it's the presence of justice. And that's something that I really believe. And usually when people ask me, why are you so passionate about this conflict in particular and not, things like what's happening in Tibet or Syria or other forms of oppression, well, I say I think this conflict in particular is just so unique in the level of oppression. And it's been going on for almost 65 years. And considering the level of media attention it gets, how can I not be passionate about it? How can anyone not be? I think to be indifferent to the suffering of others, anywhere on the globe, you kind of just lose the essence of what it truly means to be a human being. It means, to me, two different people, or two different nations in this case, being able to live side by side in peace and harmony and, accepting each other's differences and even embracing each other and just respecting each other as human beings, regardless of religion or ethnicity or political views. That to me is peace.